Hello everybody, Keith here again. Today I'm going to do something I've never done before, which is to try and do a proper mounting video. I'm going to have a look at my Dendrobium jenkinsii. It's put out one new growth so far this year, so now is undoubtedly a good time to move it. It's been as it is now for about 14 months. I got it in April 2020 and it's now June 2021, and it's done quite well. Now, mounts is not something I'm comfortable with, is probably the best description. This isn't a greenhouse, it's a conservatory. I can't guarantee the conditions as you would really want it to. What I tried to do with this was the best I could with what I had available at the time. Didn't have any cork or anything like that. So as you'll see in a minute, I filled most of this with bark, and then you put a thin layer of moss over the top and just dropped it on, and you can see just there, for example, that we've got roots that are going down, and they go right down in there. So it's been reasonably happy up to now. Oh, now that, I would venture to say, is a very good sign. Now it's got some nice, very nice roots on it, so I don't want to disturb that too much. I think it might not be a bad idea to try and get as much of that bark off as I can, so I can just not bother trying to disturb it, just basically get as much of that bark off as I can, and then just strap that down onto the cork. That you can see just there is just a piece of cork that I bought from a local pet shop, fairly cheap, and with this I'll just go and finish messing with this, and then we'll see. I want to have a quick look at this moss and just see what state it's in, but at the moment it doesn't look too bad, and the roots are obviously gone straight through it, and with luck these will just go out, can be spread out onto the bark, and will get hold. They haven't actually got tips on, green tips at least, but there's some kind of tips, and I think we'll be okay. So come back in a sec. Okay, I managed to get everything off. I've only broken one root, which was unfortunate. A little bit of the moss has started to fall away. But it definitely looks like it will just come down onto the cork. If the roots sort of splay out and come out from underneath, you can see the moss, some of the moss is dropping away. That's not really a problem. I've got some moss that I soaked for another repot a few days ago in a sealed plastic bag, so that should be absolutely fine. So where are we? I think at that should go away quite well, so I think I'm just going to lay that down very gently onto that bark somewhere near the middle. I don't know where it's going to shoot from. Roger said not to worry about that. It will shoot off in every direction imaginable. So I'm going to put it on like that. I'm going to tie it down, and then these roots like this one, I'm just going to put little pads of moss over the top so they stay moist, but not too much, because I want these roots to get hold. And I think we should be fairly secure. Now, I'm not going to use fishing line, basically, because I haven't got any. I'm going to use this stuff, which is sort of plant wire that I use to tie stakes and the like up, plant spikes on flower spikes onto stakes and that kind of thing. So hopefully this will do the job. It doesn't need to be unobtrusive in the way that a lot of them do, because I'm not planning on showing this. It's not as easy to tighten as I suppose it could be, but that's got it. And really, if all we're trying to do is just hold that in place to let the roots get hold, if the roots do get hold, that can just be snipped off and it's no great loss. The hook I've made with a different type of plant wire. That's some stuff we've got, some heavier gauge material for that's normally used for plants outside, but I think that's looking quite good. So all I'm going to do now is put some of that on, put some moss on these bits, and I think that'll be a case of Bob's your uncle. So I'll just try and trap that there and trap that there. I'll just try and tuck that underneath a couple of times, and that should, I think that's going to hold it as well as it probably needs to be. I think the plant will sort itself out at that. So that, I think, is quite a short video. That's Dendrobium jenkinsii I put on a mount. It's going to be quite interesting to see where we go with that one. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye.